Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is Takopi, episode 5? Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Yep.
Almost the last one.
Almost the last one. Have a feeling she's not going to get to Tokyo. Or if she does... No, my theory is that she might actually end up getting to Tokyo. But it won't
be
well.
what she wants.
I don't know. I do not know how this is going to end. Because it, like I said, it has that Jack Nicholson... But if you keep the camera rolling, you know, like...
Yeah, I genuinely don't know, like, what the final resolution of this is gonna be. I'm, like, kind of naively hoping that, like, a bunch of guys from Takopi's planet are gonna come here and they're gonna, like, fix everything. We did get the lore drop of there's that magic clock or whatever it is that you don't need the picture, you can just go back to any time.
But that's on their planet.
But that's on their planet.
So they need to either contact their planet or get back there. But if Takopi gets back there, like, this is the kind of series where I could see them being like, oh, well, with relativity, it'll take me 2 million years to get back home. Or they get back there and then that clock's destroyed just from time and Takopi's the last Happian that's alive.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Like, but also, I don't, with how last episode ended, I don't know if it will be just a fully tragic ending. I think there might be a little bit of a hopeful upturn at the end.
Yeah, it's just with all the stuff that's happened, it's, like, very hard to see how there's going to be a hopeful upturn, especially after, like, a murder of a child.
And also with Shizuka's sort of turn in her personality where, yeah, she's modeling after her mother's behavior and... is kind of, you know, is because, well, somebody actually pointed this out and like it wasn't what we were trying to say, but it was what we were trying to say. But I think that they just like thought that we were thinking that Shizuka was like evil or something. That's not what it is. Shizuka is a product of her environment, and with the bullying and the neglect, she is numb. She is emotionally stunted. That's what happens with anyone, and it's actually kind of mature for the series to put it this way. It's a similar thing why I really loved Toji in Jujutsu Kaisen, because he notorious, like, for an example to relate it back to Shizuka, Toji is obviously just like a piece of shit and a deadbeat dad and stuff, but it's obvious that he was abused, and I think that they I don't know if they ever said as much in the show, but I think in like the data book or whatever, some comments were saying that he got that scar on his mouth from being like thrown into fighting pits by his clan, and he was abused, and he was obviously looked down on if his life was anything like Maki, or it seems like it was like her life but even worse, and he was just shat on and stuff. And then he grows up and he's a deadbeat dad and he's getting with all these women and he's a gambling addict and he has no money and he is just like basically living like a hobo and just killing people for money. And he notoriously forgets that he even has a son. And it's a lot of people are like, oh, haha, you know, dumb fighty guy forgets he has a son. But what's actually going on there is that people who are abused and who are neglected or have a past they want to forget, is their mind deletes those memories. So a lot of people who are abused have memory problems and often don't remember their childhood or important moments of their life. So it's a side effect of being abused and neglected. So same thing here. And Toji's obviously very impulsive. Same thing here. You see it with Shizuka, where she is, you know, just being maybe manipulative to Azuma, and you know how much she's thinking about how bad it is and choosing to do it anyway is not the point. Is she's impulsively, you know, getting close to him and kissing him to give him to make him do that because it's what she has modeled after her parents. You know. She doesn't have to be like a mastermind to be a manipulator in that case. But and she also doesn't have to be an evil person to be a manipulator. It's a product of her upbringing and the people that have raised her, and the circumstance and a consequence of her of what she's gone through. So I just wanted to make that clear. Like, I think we talked about all that stuff a lot, but there were still comments that were like, oh, I don't think she... But I think a lot of people, you know, come from other reactions where they see her doing that, and they're like, oh, Shizuka's, like, going down the dark mode path, and no further examination.
And obviously, we are, like... we probably were like, oh, that's not good that she's doing that, because obviously it's like not.
Yeah.
It's even if it makes sense, it doesn't mean that it's a good.
Yeah,
because
like I don't think she was really thinking about how bad it would be for Ozma. It's impulsive. Like she's not. I don't think she was thinking about like
herself.
She was thinking about herself, and that's as far as her mind goes. It goes one step in front. That's why she's like, oh, I can't go to Tokyo if I'm going to jail. So it looks like I'm not going to jail. So will you go to jail for me?
Yeah.
Like,
and after all, he's the one that suggested it. He even said, oh, well, someone else can take the fall. And she's like, oh.
That's a good idea.
You're right here. You know?
Yeah. So I all this to say, like, we aren't thinking that Shizuka is all of a sudden the villain, but it is, it does challenge our perception of her based on how we saw her at the beginning. I think that's the point. And it also, it's a far more nuanced look at somebody who has been abused and neglected. And who's been, raised by people who neglected her. So, anyway, I just want to make it clear that we weren't just, like, victim blaming Shizuka where she, like, because she doesn't know any better. That's the whole point. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's check out this. I'm also kind of procrastinating because this show makes me really sad. So, let's go. Like still got her makeup on. She probably like just got home. Why do I feel like this is like, I thought it was gonna be just a, oh my god, yeah, here she goes. She's gonna make it.
Yeah. Are they gonna let her on there by herself?
She's got the ticket if she can sneak on. Oh, she's invisible.
Oh. That makes sense. I was like, why is this flower just like flying around?
And there's no record. There's no record of where she is. She just disappeared, literally. And so, because she's not going through the turnstile, she's not like scanning anything.
No, yeah.
She didn't have to buy anything. So happy. Oh.
Oh no.
There's no way her dog is alive. There's not a chance. And I like how everyone watching knows. Oh god. Is it like a luxury?
It's gonna be like no dogs allowed, like right on the door of the apartment.
It's also like a luxury apartment.
Gonna definitely be.
Because a lot of like, you see it like if you haven't watched My Hero Academia or like see, but like there's like how we have like suburbs and everything like looks identical. In shows like when they're or in shows in Japan, it's just like all these identical apartment buildings that are all like the exact same and all these towers that are like stacked up like that. Like, you see it in Evangelion too, but this is clearly like in surrounded in another like residential neighborhood. Like you can kind of see. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow!
Like almost the same age as her.
He cheated on his wife with her mom.
Wow.
That's why he was never there from the beginning. It's because he already had a fucking family. What if he has like a teenage daughter?
That would be crazy.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
He doesn't even have pictures of her. I wonder if his wife even knows about her.
Wow. What a piece of shit.
I can't believe this.
Wow.
I cannot believe that.
If he just like turns her away and doesn't even come,
That's
like,
what he just did.
I know, but like maybe he'll like be like, oh, I don't know, put the kids away and then like come.
No.
But like that's
like,
fucked up.
I cannot believe that just happened like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder, like, the other girl looks maybe, like, a year or two younger, so either he probably was with his now wife
Before.
and then cheated on her with with Shizuka's mom, and then just left. I wonder if he didn't even get her the dog then. I wonder, or maybe he did because he was thinking about.
Well, I wonder if he was with Shizuka. Like maybe he was actually married to Shizuka's mom.
I don't think they were married.
Well, I'm just giving a different option that they were, but then he was going to work in Tokyo, and then he met up with someone else there, cheated on Shizuka's mom, and then left her.
I mean, wasn't she a prostitute then, or no?
I don't know.
I guess they didn't say that.
They didn't say anything about that.
I mean, like, if the kid's only a year younger, unless they got married, like, right away, they were probably dating for a year or two.
Yeah.
And if Shizuka's a year or two older, then maybe he was dating multiple girls and then just picked the one in Tokyo, or they were dating for 3 or 4 years before getting married.
Yeah.
And then he cheated on her, maybe on, like, his bachelor party or some shit. Like, because, you know, you get married and then maybe you don't have kids, like, right away.
Yeah.
What an absolute crook.
This
Absolute
guy sucks.
crook behavior. Sorry, what?
I don't know about that. Takopi, you got any other ideas here? No. No. That's not a happy thing. Do disguise? Come on. Oh, it looks so sad. Oh.
Did Takopi already help Marina? On Marina's shoulder.
Yeah.
Does Marina help, like, they're hanging out?
Broke them. Use the big clock. No! Whoa.
She's scarred on her face?
Yeah.
From her mom or from something else? Is she older?
What the heck?
to you in 2022. These are fucking Attack on Titan titles. What was the first episode title?
I'm not sure.
It was to you
in
2016. She is older.
2022. What the heck?
She's
older.
older.
Like
They're
if she
in middle
didn't
school
die?
now. Yeah, Sin. What did they say? What's the most important rule? Not to die? Or not to kill, probably. So they rewound it because Takopi killed Marina.
Then is Shizuka dead in this timeline?
I don't know. Or they might be even in high school. If they were, how old were they? Were they 10 or 12? They were 10, right?
10. Well,
so they're 18?
Well, 2016, 17, 18,
No,
19,
6 years
20,
later. So they're in 10th
22.
grade now. 10th or 11th grade. Yeah, they're in high school. She's kind of badass with that scar.
Rabbit from Saturn. Oh.
Uh-oh, what's up with her parents? Oh, post-COVID? Mom's just fucking lost it. Oh, is she like crazy anxious? Like agoraphobic?
Ah!
どうして亡くなる前にネットでまとめて注文しないの？お似合いかな。
Oh, she's drinking when she's on her medication. That's really not... Oh, it's like get over alcoholism. She's drinking fermented fucking cabbage juice because it like is like used to get over her alcohol. Well, I mean, kombucha.
Yeah.
Like to get over alcohol addiction, which I didn't actually think of because a lot of people who get over alcoholism drink a lot of sugar. They just start getting into soda and like eat candy and things like that to get over it, to replace the habit. But actually, kombucha was actually a pretty... Seems like it would be an elite substitute.
Takopi. So cut her.
She hit her with a bottle.
Ah! Jeez.
See, that's not good how she keeps like beating up Takopi just for fun.
Yeah. Damn, Takopi.
Tell her how it is. I mean, true. Yeah, she didn't even realize that that's what she was doing.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh. Ozma? Oh, boy. Love triangle moment. He's in love with Shizuka.
Shizuka's even alive.
If she's alive. I think she is. I think we saw her in that little flash forward. Oh, so she has a... They're dating. Or is this is her dream? I don't think she's really telling her. I need you to talk to her. She needs to stop avoiding the divorce mediation. I've reached my limit. I just want to move on and start a new life. She needs to realize that I deserve a chance to rebuild my life. Yikes. Octobank. That's funny.
Well. Rough. And rough to put that on your kid.
And, well, it is really rough, but it's also really rough that it's been 6 years since they were living like that, and now they're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, now she's still like, when did they decide? Like,
probably
in COVID, probably.
Or even during, like, he was probably trying to get a divorce.
I think he was just being avoidant and trying to, like, push her away, but it sounds like, I don't know, or maybe he brought that up, but I think that he was just, like, it seems like that divorce wasn't in the conversation there, because they didn't bring...
if she, like, scratched up her daughter's face with glass, like, that could have been, like, a final straw.
Yeah.
Even though she's not living with her dad, so, like, how much would he actually care about that, I guess?
I don't know. Well, he has to travel for work. Yeah. So like, that's a common thing. So, like, he probably, I mean, it's also a common excuse, to be fair, but it is like, you know. Yeah. Fuck. What a terror. Like, this has been happening her whole life, and they're still trying to do that? Like...
Mm-hmm.
あのクリニックの息子さんでしょ将来が楽しみ継ぐのは兄だから
Yeah
あんまり聞かない方向で
He's in line to take over the clinic. He's like, I'm not taking over the clinic. But at least he looks better. Like, it looked like that was really sad, but...
He's into pancakes, so...
Oh god, I'm just realizing everything. Sorry, I'm just realizing everything. Fucking, she's with this guy who, and then Shizuka is over there.
Oh.
And
they just turn into their
love
parents.
triangle. Yes. History's repeating itself. They're repeating their patterns from their fucking toxic ass parents, and I hope the ending is they don't repeat those patterns. But I think that Shizuka, if she's alive, which I think she is, she will be repeating the patterns that her mother set, and, like, Ozma clearly is, like, was super in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because of his own shit, maybe just also because it was, like, she reminded him of his mom.
Mm-hmm. That'd be,
I don't want that for Marina now, because she seems like she's just trying her best to, like, hold it together.
Yeah. And it seems like after she, like, she gets, like, a scar on her face, and then everyone's like, oh, she's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, which shows just how, like, they weren't even her real friends to begin with in the first place, and no one actually cared about her.
And she's trying to take care of her mom, and she's, like, talking to her dad, like, she's forced to be, like, an adult, and she's got a lot on her shoulders, and I just really hope she doesn't turn out exactly like her mom, because she was beating the shit out of, she almost killed Shizuka.
And she was just beating Takopi, like, recently.
I hope that her, it seemed like that, like, made her realize what she was doing a little bit, so hopefully hopefully that's a little spark that can do that. But then I think it is going to turn out, like I said, where Shizuka is going to be the villain.
Yeah, well, but...
You know what I mean? Okay, alright. Is she going to walk in and they're going to be kissing? There's like a little time skip.
最近はちょっと悪くないよ。ありがとう。聞いた？転校生。おお、すっごい美人だった。なんか昔いるんだないの。
Shizuka.
自殺未遂したっていう。
There she is. No!
Oh.
No!
Oh.
Fuck!
Oh no.
Fuck! It's the classic Rei and Asuka fucking dichotomy.
さんには僕しかいないんだ
Oh my god.
身寄りもないのにたった一人で地元に戻ってきて
Her mom.
奇跡だと思う小学校の時から彼女しかいないって分かっただから
What happened
Well,
then?
oh, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
But
in
she's
this
alive. The reason that she leaned on you is because she was involved in the murder of the girl you're talking to. So what the
Yeah.
fuck happened?
Well,
There's gonna be some crazy Life is Strange, fucking insane, mind-bending,
Well-
Evangelion-esque shit that's gonna be happening in this last episode.
Maybe because he was following her everywhere. Maybe he found her after she tried to commit suicide. They said the rope broke. Maybe he like was following her. He was at her house. He like found her right after that, and then the timeline kind of like shifted from there, and they like became really codependent on each other. But then yeah, it's like it says that she moved back, so it's like her mom's not. She must have moved away. Maybe she got. Maybe after that she got like sent.
Maybe she
somewhere.
got maybe she got sent to be with her dad. Like the courts maybe ordered her to be sent to her dad because she was being neglected
Yeah.
and tried to kill herself. Child Protective Services comes, then they're like, okay, does she have any other parents? Yes, there's a dad with, 2 or 3 other kids in Tokyo. Okay,
Yeah.
she goes to live there. It doesn't work out because he's like has all this tension with his
Yeah,
new family.
it-
And then she's like, she turns 16, which they're 16 now.
Yeah.
And maybe in Japan you can choose, then he's
That's
like, oh,
when
you're allowed to live alone without, people getting involved. So maybe her dad had enough money to get her a place here so that she could go to school in a place that's familiar. I don't think that's a great idea because she tried to kill herself here when she was 10 years old and she's alone, which isn't a good idea. But clearly he's not the most empathetic person, the dad.
Yeah.
So, and maybe he was pressured by his wife, you know?
Or if the mom, or even if she stayed with the mom, but the mom had to leave town after
It's-
that or something.
It sounds
or
like she's here alone. So like,
Yeah, but I'm saying like if they went away and she could have easily left like her mom as well if she had to stay with
if
her mom.
I don't think
But,
that I don't
yeah.
see, like it just maybe we don't know, but it seems like if she tried to kill herself and was found and then like the government got involved, they would not want her to stay with her mom.
It's yeah.
But we don't know. Anyway, the point is she's here alone somehow. She probably went to stay with her dad in Tokyo or her mom, but like I just
yeah, I know. Yeah.
you see what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, and then
Fuck!
this is just such like a shit show because it's like the girl that like was his like only like super like this like unhealthy like codependent toxic relationship when he was a kid, but then he was like getting close with like her bully that drove her to suicide. But at the same time, Marina has also had like some major growth and development since then.
She's able to thank Takopi for like helping her realize things about herself.
But she had clearly already been like changed even before Takopi, and that's why she was receptive to Takopi's help.
Exactly.
Because she was like in a place where she was like if Takopi had gone to try and help her back at this, if it had been between it's still probably would have turned out like a shit show, but because she's a little bit older and because she's like, now been the one that's been bullied.
She's been forced to grow up as well.
Yeah.
So, like the way that, again, like her dad's emailing her about the divorce shit and she's got to deal with her mom and she kind of is forced to think of things in a more mature way.
But then now everything's going to shit again.
Yeah, so then what is she going to do? Is she going to just be like her mom? Or are they going to fight to the death again? I don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
まだ来ないの
And notice how her outlook, like, in her home was so nice. Is this real? This doesn't look real.
I think this is real. I think her mom is, like, living vicariously through her of, like, you can have, like, a good life. Oh, you can marry the son
who's
who's
going to
go
the
to...
color and everything, it's not right. It feels wrong.
久しぶりにごちそう作っちゃったマリちゃんの好きなババア
Oh, but he's not coming. And she's gonna absolutely lose
喜んで
it.
くれるかな見て髪も久々に
Was she... Wait, hang on. Whoa. Is the mom, like, not just living vicariously, is the mom, like, attracted to him? She, like, fixes up the house and then he kind of looks like her ex.
That'd be
He's got, like, the
fucked
dark
up.
hair and he's, like, a handsome young guy and he's got all this stuff.
久々に
And she's like, oh, I even blow dried my hair. Like,
じゃあ僕が
what?
呼んでくるっぴ待っててっぴ
Oh, it's...
What? What were you gonna say?
I was like, oh, Takopi's actually going to get him, and then I was like, oh, is Takopi gonna have to transform into him to, like, trick
Probably
the mom?
transform into her to get him to come over. Or Shizuka. The tension's building up. They show a little drop, just the surface tension with the drop. This is why you always choose Asuka over Rei. Always choose Asuka over Rei. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Yeah, if you don't tell her the real reason.
Oh, the eye twitch. And she can't even, she's gotta like... She's being the parent. She's like, oh, me and my boyfriend, like, we're still together, don't worry. Yeah, no shit. Ah, you fucker. She's got like crazy anxiety. Oh, she's pulling her hair out.
Oh god, duh.
Look at the dead eyes. God damn it.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Takopi.
Fucking god. Is she gonna have... Will she have killed her mom? Or is she just
Dead
gonna
on
be
the
fully
ground.
dead? Are they both dead?
Holy shit.
Oh!
Oh.
She killed her.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh, this is when he went back. What?
What?
Was this...
I can't. What the fuck?
Is this his, like, original sin of him going back and, like, going back in time?
Probably.
Because he wasn't supposed to use the big magic clock, but then he did. But then he didn't, he, like, crash landed and didn't remember what he was actually going there to do and end up like...
Or I think he did remember. He was like, I gotta tell you, about going back, like, that'll be difficult. I think, yeah, he probably crash landed, so he can't go back. So this is just a flashback.
Yeah, this is a flashback to the future.
And I guess it's probably been, like, so long, or maybe this process fucks with your memory, or it's just been so long because he was going back 1,000,000 times with Shizuka.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
People is looking crazy. Oh, big. Whoa. That's creepy. Erases memories. Oh.
You're not supposed to come back?
Oh.
You're supposed to go spread happiness and just...
Oh.
Oh no!
Ay.
That's his name. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Did Takopi just introduce
Like
domestic abuse to the mother of all the Happians, and now that's like, is this little slap gonna fester into like
something really bad.
like a parental abuse situation with all the future generation of Happians?
I hope not.
It's like a mind virus that spread from Earth to... Oh, God.
Memory started to go away. Remembers it all.
But what about Shizuka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Takopi gets like a full redo over and like maybe tries to help them both, and then maybe that's the way that there can be like a...
I think the moral is you can't save everyone, and everyone has shit going on. I think that's genuinely where it ends, is that like this frantic, we'll go deeper after, but this frantic thing of, oh, I need to save this person. Oh, I need to save this person. Oh, but this person did that. Oh, but that person did this. And just on it spins until you go back to the start of existence. And it's like, if you're trying to create a world without suffering, you will be trying for eternity, because that's impossible.
Yeah.
So there's tragedy in every life, and some of it is immeasurable and terrible and beyond comprehension. Like what's happening to these girls, for example. But that's also just, in a way, that's just life. And in a way, that acknowledgement is more healthy and comfortable. Even if it means accepting how terrible their lives are. It's a lot more healthy to accept it than it is to bend time and space and cause even greater suffering to alter that. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's the moral. Not that you shouldn't try to help people, but that, you know, the answer is, there's no perfect answer. There's no there's no perfect happy that's going to come down and fix everything from the outside with some outside thing. Like, you know, it's not Shizuka's fault as a teenager. Well, it's not Azuma's fault as a boy that he fell in love with Shizuka. He has trauma with his mom. It's not Marina's fault that he fell in love with Shizuka. Shizuka maybe could have been a little bit better, but that's choices that we make. And if Shizuka is her own is her own victim, and then has modeled behavior after her mother, and is not as in love with Azuma as Azuma is with her, but is craving that kind of attention, and is using that to cope with her own things, then does Marina have anything to feel bad about because of that? If, in a way, is Shizuka undeserving of attention from a boy who wants to give it to her after he did the right thing and broke up with Marina in the first place? You know, it's all complicated, and there's no not messy version of life. So I think that might be where the moral is going. Again, not that you shouldn't try to help, but that if you're trying to make it perfect, it's not going to be perfect. You know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
僕にパンをくれた静香ちゃんはおいこんなところで何やってんだよこのタコ東くん
What is that face about? Man.
Holy shit.
It's kind of like that whole conversation is kind of like at the start when it was that first encounter where it was like, even if I could fly, it wouldn't make anything better. Even if I had these superpowers, my life would still be fucked. It's like your intervention as like trying to make things happy and perfect is not going to fix the fundamental problem that life includes suffering and that things don't go the way you want. I think that there's also like, I think the story, like, yeah, it could have like, yeah, this very like just, you know, kind of like that. I feel like there could also be a version of the story, depending on like what tone it takes at the ending. It could be either, yeah, Takopi like doesn't interfere and things kind of work out all right in the end to an extent, or, you know, there could also be a bit of, you know, if Takopi is able to regain all of his memories from every timeline and knows, you know, that he can't just help one person because that is actively sabotaging another person's life, basically, you know, I guess I'm just... Well, yeah, it's like you're by trying to make it perfect, you're making it worse.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you
comes,
could make
like,
it just
when Marina is just killed her mom, and then is like, I just, if only I killed her in 4th grade, then he never would have fallen in love with her. It's like, that's like the most obvious example of this, because it's like, that doesn't make any sense. No. Because he is damaged, that's why he was falling in love with her. And he got attention from her, and he had like an unhealthy attachment to her because he was neglected emotionally and abused emotionally by his mother. So she isn't the object of his affection. What the object of his affection is his unhealed trauma and his obsession with her, because she was there for him when he needed, and he felt needed by her. He could do something. He's always like feeling like he's an inferior to his brother, and he's obviously, they just had this conversation about how his brother is like a young adult now and is going to inherit the clinic. Yeah. So he feels like that failure is like coming back up, and it's like almost like perfect timing. It's like as soon as they're having these conversations about like who's going to inherit what and who's going to do what, he's feeling directionless. He feels like he's not needed. This feeling with his mom is coming back, where she is like favoriting her older brother, or his older brother. And then all of a sudden this girl who he like was super in love with and who was there for him when he needed back in the day is here again. So what, it's almost like there's this cosmic alignment, but really it's bullshit because she doesn't think of him the same way. She's just starved for attention as well. But all that has nothing to do with Marina. So if Marina goes back and kill, like, say if she could go back in time and kill Shizuka, remove Shizuka, the point is he didn't have that attachment to Marina.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
He could have either had that attachment to someone else, or if Marina did kill Shizuka, then he might be even more fucked up because he tried so hard to and also, like, that wouldn't make him love you either if you were the murderer. Point. So, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at is, and not just the murderer, just like removing her doesn't make you shine, like putting someone else down doesn't make you shine brighter, right?
Yeah.
You, like, it's sometimes it's just not meant to be, and that's it. And, and I think that essence, that, like, sometimes it is what it is. And sometimes, and it feels like that's almost freeing to think of life that way. However, this show presents an it is what it is in the most heart-wrenching and terrible, tragic ways possible. Or, you'll say it is what it is if you get, if I order a latte and I get French vanilla in the latte. It is what it is. But it is what it is can also mean a girl who is emotionally neglected gets abused and the shit kicked out of her nearly to death, to the point where her dog needs to get put down and her mother doesn't give a shit, so she hangs herself in her room. That's sometimes what it is can mean. So it's no small thing, but it is still what it is. Like, that's the thing about life, is like reality is reality, and it can go a lot darker than you can even imagine. But that doesn't stop it from being reality. And it doesn't, in I think, like, what I meant by, like, the healthy way of accepting that is, like, I think what plagues this whole situation isn't just the tragedy that's happening to each of them. It's Takopi's ability to see another way for it to play out. And it's almost like if things just happen one way and it's all predetermined, then the anxiety can kind of get relieved from you, because you can just say, it is what it is. This is how life is and how it was going to play out. But what plagues you is the possibility that things could have been different. The regret that, like, things would have turned out better if I went a different way. But that's where I think the moral is going, is that, like, if you live life like you have one shot and like there wasn't another option, then wherever you end up, even if it's fucking awful, you can at least know that that's how it was supposed to be. And, maybe that's not the most flowery and happy way of going about things, but it is real, and it's something that you can take no matter how terrible things get, no matter how lost you feel. You can still accept that you did everything you could, that there's not a magic version of reality that you could hop to where things worked out better, even if it worked out so bad. Like, you can be confident that this is the life that I have, and it's not just, I'm happy with that. It's this is the life that I have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that there's also, like, probably going to be a bit of, like, just because, like, things are the way they are, like, you should still try to help people. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, but, like, but everyone deserves the same kindness and compassion, and not one person above another.
That's like the first level.
Yeah,
like the first level. Is like, yes, obviously that's like self-evident. Is like everything that's happening to them is bad. Everything, and they should be kinder and they should help each other. But not everyone has the capacity for that. That's why this show is so deep, because, like, you can go through every level of analysis, but it all leads to the end of, like, you can't help everybody. Not everybody can do that. Not everyone is emotional. Like Marina's mom. Marina's mom is not in a place emotionally to even help herself.
Yeah.
She's so manic, like, literally, like, bipolar and agoraphobic, and so fucked up in the head because of, I mean, it's the level of fucked up that I don't even know. Like, there was clearly something wrong with her before all the stuff in her marriage. It's at that level. Like, so, you know, it's the same way, you know, you wouldn't look at Shizuka and be like, oh, you could have helped or like Marina, you should have known better not to do, and it's like, then you look at Marina's mom and it's like, you should have known better not to be literally psychotic and like abusive because you have literal mental disorders. And, you know, everyone has to be accountable for their own life. That's why we put people, even if they're schizophrenic, they get thrown in jail or a mental hospital if they murder somebody. Like, you know, no matter how fucked up you are, you have accountability over your life, and that's like a fundamental part of the law. Not that the law is like paramount necessarily, but like it's based on a code of morals that most of society kind of agrees with. So, like what I'm getting at is like, everybody has to be accountable for everything that they do, just by the nature of living in a society. But you don't look at the person who's suffering and say, you could have done so much better. You like, if you like, you know, you look at somebody who's like homeless and you're just like, I mean, some people are literally like this, but like, if you're thinking about it morally, you're putting yourself in their shoes or being a little bit empathetic. You don't look at somebody at the bottom of their life and say, you fucking suck. You could have helped all these people. You could have done so much. Why aren't you donating to like this foundation to help all these people? Like, you don't do that. It's just like you don't look at Shizuka that way. You don't look at Marina that way, or Azuma for the way that he is like grasping onto Shizuka, or the mom for whatever. You could look at the dad that way, and you know. But I think that you know what I mean? Like, am I making sense? It's like, yeah. So, like, there's multiple levels. It's like, of course everyone should try to help each other. Of course people shouldn't be abusive to each other. Of course people should be nice. But we're a lot more fucked up than that. And in some cases, we're a lot more fucked up than that. And these are some of those cases.
Yeah.
And, anyway, yeah, I kind of got off track. But whatever. I think I kind of put it all together. Yeah.
But I guess I was very concerned. I was like, I don't know how this show is gonna end, but I think this whole like the second half of this episode where it was revealed that like in the future past, Takopi had like been helping Marina and decided to go back in time to kill Shizuka, but then discovered that Shizuka was actually a really good person, and that then he wanted to help her, and then so it's like when you focus in on either story, like when he focused in on Shizuka's story, he was like, oh, it was really good to kill the person that was causing her a problem, just like how when he was focused on Marina, he was like, oh, of course I'll just kill the person that is causing the problems. I'll take the most extreme action to make you happy.
Yeah.
And even if it works, that doesn't mean that it's right, and that doesn't mean that the other person wasn't a person. So him going back, and then maybe we'll, you know, get a little bit of him with Azuma as well, and potentially...
We already did.
But I mean, like, like, now in this, like, potentially final, final, like, kind of installment here, I think, you know, there might be a way for him to... Now, for Takopi now, with all of the, like, information that he, you know, maybe there can be a little bit of, like, a bittersweet ending that's, like, it's not the best, but it doesn't have to be the ultimate worst for everyone, you know? But, yeah, I'm really excited for the last episode now.
Yeah.
Now that I know what's going on, because I thought that it was just going to be, like, a total, like, just depression, like...
This episode was a bit more faster paced.
Yeah.
It seems like they skipped over a little bit more in this one. I can feel that. I don't know if that's just the story moving faster because we're heading towards the climax or the conclusion. But it felt like they had to cram in a little bit more in this one, for sure. At least to me. That's why they did the OP like they did it, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. What an absolute disaster.
Wow. Yeah. What a great like, yeah. I feel like I wasn't expecting that, like, with the whole, you know, the whole, like, reveal that Takopi, like, because he already went back in time with the clock and stuff.
The only thing that made me, well, I mean, they talked about going back in time with the clock, that was clearly, like, a Chekhov's gun thing. So, like, I kind of thought about something like that. The only thing that was, like, a clear signpost, not a clear signpost, the one thing that gave me, it wasn't like I fucking guessed it or anything, but, like, the thing that fell off and, like, there's more that is being kind of put off is Marina dying so fast. I'm like, oh, that's really shocking. Maybe that was just to be shocking. But it also feels like she has more... Like, they introduced her parents and their whole relationship and her relationship with her mom and, like, all this stuff. And it's like, they introduced so much, and I'm just like, okay, they did that to kill her, maybe? Just so that it would feel more like something was lost.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much buildup for what her story was going to be, and then it got cut off, and it's like, okay, that's just what happens when you get murdered. Your life just gets cut off, so it makes sense. It's surprising. But it did feel like there was more to explore there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more story to get into, not just with her character, but how she interacts with Shizuka and everything. So, you know, in a way, but anyway. That was the only thing where I was like, oh, that feels like there might be something more to get into there, that we might, like, do a flashback or something.
Wow.
What a fucking banger the show is. This was a lot, like, maybe we're just getting, maybe, like, the most depressing shit has passed, or we're just used to it a little bit more by this point. Or I don't know, maybe I'm just fucked up in the head, because, like, her getting turned away by her dad was...
That was really
That was, like,
up.
one of the most heartbreaking things in the show. Like, and that he took so long. Like, that he was standing there, and he, like, you could see, like... I feel like if he were the main character, we'd get, like, inner monologue and music playing and, like, cutting around and him thinking of his wife and him thinking about this mistake and a whole backstory. And then in one climactic line of, why is she saying that?
Yeah.
But because he's not the main character and he's just a guy, we just see his face looking from her perspective. Slow zoom in. Not really any music, I don't think. And just, like... the panic and the sweat subtly dripping down, like he's trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
And, like, stumbling, and he stumbles a couple times too much, and then it cuts away and he says it. And it's like, oh. Or maybe he says it cuts away, I don't know. Fuck that guy.
That guy might be the worst. That guy might be the worst.
That guy might actually be the worst, because he's not... He doesn't have to work as a prostitute. He doesn't have to... You know, he doesn't have, like, BPD, like Marina's mom. He doesn't, you know, whatever, everyone else has something.
Just gets I guess the thing with him is, like, Marina's dad, is obviously, like, you know, he's cheating on the mom, he's, you know, coming in and out, and, like, he knows that his kid is, like, living in a terrible situation, he's not doing anything about it, for the most part. So, like, that's really bad. But this guy, like, I guess the annoying thing about this guy is, like, he's just been getting away with it. Like, he has been having no repercussions. Like, Marina's dad, at least, is still, like, he's not getting the divorce he wants. He's not getting to go and live his, like, magic life elsewhere with his probably new family and do whatever he wants. Whereas Shizuka's dad just got to literally leave it all behind and pretend like it never happened. And... Like, that is just much more of a piss off.
Yeah, just to pretend like it never happened. Like, he knows, and, like, if he was like, who are you? Like, but we know, based on what Shizuka remembers, when she was, like, really little, he would visit, or whatever. So, like, it's not like he didn't know she existed, or, you know, stuff like that. It's but what was weird, he didn't remember Chappie? Do you think he just didn't remember Chappie? Or do you think that he didn't even get her Chappie? Her mom got her Chappie as, like, to replace him and give her something. He might have got Chappie. Well, or do you think it was a guilt thing where he was leaving and he decided to leave her behind and forget about her because he got married, or he was finding another woman, and then he gave her the dog as literally a going away present. Or if the dog was his, but his other wife or his new wife didn't want the dog. Like, you saw, they had, like, the cute little dog with the bow in the hair, like a very manageable, like, city lap dog, whereas he had, like, a big dog but that's not the lifestyle that he was having. It must be with him because he's like a dog guy. Yeah, and also, right? like I feel like even if she said, "Where's dog, Chappie?" That he's a literal dog. First of all, wouldn't like maybe it wasn't that he didn't, like, remember Chappie, but that he was just like, "What are you what are you talking about?" Yeah, did he say, like, Chappie, or, like, I can't remember. I think he said it like as if, oh, Chappie's not here. What, like, Chappie, like, what are you talking about, Chappie? Or maybe they named the dog after he left. I don't know. Because I thought that she remembered, like, walking Chappie... Did she say walking Chappie with her dad?
I thought so,
when she
yeah.
was little.
Yeah.
I thought that, yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, he just gave her, like, maybe, yeah, I don't remember. We
seem
can
to
go back and
remember-
look, but it doesn't
yeah.
matter. It doesn't really matter the details. And that's maybe, can I say, that's something that I like about the show, is that we don't know all the details about the parents. I like that we keep the perspective with the kids. We see what they see. We don't see why Marina's dad is being the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
We can fill in the blanks. We don't know, when Marina was a kid and we were seeing their family dynamic, it's clear the mom had, like, some mental health problems, but it's unclear whether it was fully caused by the marriage. Now that we are growing older and she's more mature and she can see more, maybe it was caused by the bad marriage, but it seems like it's probably some trauma from, like, childhood abuse of her own, or, the way that she beats Marina is probably passed down.
And her expectations on Marina as well, of like, you're dating this guy and he's gonna be a doctor and that's gonna be so good, and then it's like maybe her mom had all this pressure on her to have, like, the perfect life and the perfect marriage with the perfect child.
Yes.
So then that's part of why she was trying so hard to, like, save this, like,
but
failing...
I like that we don't, there's not, like, a flashback arc, or we don't look at a photo album of her childhood and then learn everything about that. We're seeing it from the perspective of the child, so we don't know, we can come up with theories, and I like that, because, I don't know exactly why my parents, when they behaved in a way that some people would think is bad, like many people do, every parent makes mistakes. As a kid, I didn't know what was going on with them. I didn't know this lore of them or that lore of them, and there's things about them that they still haven't told me because I'm their child, and I don't know everything about that. I'm sure a lot of people have that kind of experience where you grow up and then you hear, like, some crazy shit that happened to them when they were, like, a kid, and you're like, oh my god, like, you just, like, you think so much about how they raised you and how that affected you, and, like, how that, if you have, like, things where you have attachment issues or anything, you feel like this way about a friend group, or the way that somebody treats you or whatever, and then, maybe you start to learn about psychology or like parenting styles if you're, like, in university taking a psychology course, and then you learn this and that and you apply it to your own life, and then you think you have a better idea, and then you learn about what happened to them, and then you're like, holy shit, maybe I should give you a break. How about that? Because that was fucked up what I just heard. I like that the show is doing it like that. I like that the show, and with Shizuka's mom, it's like, we can infer that she was probably sexually abused, because that's a lot of prostitutes are. But maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was a normal person, like...
It's impossible, I mean, you can theorize, but it's impossible to truly determine why other people do the things that they do without knowing all of the context.
Yeah. And we don't know what the dad, like, but they do so much to imply things. That there's a story there. Imply that the author probably thought about what their life was like as a kid and why they are being the way they are. But they don't show us anything. They just, they don't tell us anything. They just show us how they are now and give us a little bit of context, like the age of his kids and the fact that he has a new dog. He doesn't just have a new family, he has a new dog, and it's a smaller dog that's fitting with his current life. And he has a daughter that's, like, literally a year or two younger, max, than Shizuka. Yeah. And they're in this, like, nice apartment in Tokyo, and it looks like they've been, like, you can see just past them, it looks like they've lived there for a while. Like, this is their home.
And meanwhile, Shizuka's living in, like, a shack on the edge of town.
Yeah. Like, so and then, and we talked about this when we were talking about Ozma's mom, where she is, like, so put together and has the long, beautiful hair, and her apartment is, like, super fucking fancy. Her house is, like, super fancy looking and clean and clinical. And the fact that she cooks the pancakes to look good, but they taste like shit. That's, by the way, I didn't even think about it like that, but that is such a perfect metaphor for her and like his life in general, like Ozma's life, his home life, it looks fine. He looks like a lot more healthy mentally than the other kids, but on the inside it tastes bitter.
Raw.
Raw. But you could, again, with her, it's like, you know that she had a similar thing with her parents, or something, or maybe the opposite. Maybe she's like rebounding, you know.
And like
we can think about that, but we don't know.
You know, they don't have a dad. We can potentially think that maybe he left her, and maybe he left her because she was such a perfectionist, or because he felt inferior that she was so successful, because clearly she's very successful. You
and
know,
then
maybe,
she has 2 sons, and she's putting this like displaced thing, a relationship with males onto her sons, versus her relationship that she maybe lost. Maybe he's also just working in Tokyo. I don't know. They never said anything about his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I love thinking about it, and I can tell with the show it's on purpose. We're not thinking, we can think about it as much as we want, and it's not out of like, oh, it would be so interesting if, you know, we invent a story.
Yeah, let me write a fan fiction about this.
Yeah, we're literally, like, some shows are like that, where we're just, the discussion of us, like, you know, analyzing things is mostly us just making fan fiction about an aspect of the story that wasn't well fleshed out. In these cases, it's clearly intentionally putting details places where we can, where it invites us to determine things, and it invites us to determine things that are likely things that the author probably thought about.
Yeah.
Or at least were like, coming from the same place.
Yeah.
Like, even if the details specifically, we can't get them right, or even if the author didn't think about specific details, just like just those things, just the things it's putting there to invite that, and it's not, we're not inventing it. Yeah. It's all part of the process of understanding.
And it's not too much where it's just like you lay out everything. Like, we get so mad in other shows when it's like, oh, the backstory of so-and-so's parents. Oh, it was like a mystery, but like it was just enough of it to make sense or like have a cool idea. And then they just like show the entire thing, and then it's like, okay, you didn't need to do that. Yeah. And that's part of what's really good about like a short series like this of was it only 2 volumes or something, or like the original thing, and like 6 episodes. It's like they're fitting in so much, but they're not overdoing it, and it's like just enough to like really make you think about it. So I really like it. I'm excited for the last episode, but I'm scared, but I feel like I'm a little bit less scared after this episode. I'm more interested and more hopeful rather than just like scared and like, oh no, it's gonna be a horrific ending, you know.
I feel like, because we sat here for a while every time before we watched Takopi, we've been like just sitting here for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just like kind of breathing deeply and preparing to watch. So I think, but I agree. It's like the dread isn't as strong, and it's more excitement, like a cruel excitement to see how things are going to turn out, for better or worse.
But I get the feeling of like, it's going to be a potentially satisfying end, a narratively satisfying end. Yeah,
exactly. Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.